Alright, so what we got right now is for 20 minutes we had our honey malt, Canadian honey malt, and our 60 grade caramel malt grain right here and here. And the caramel malt in this one is going to be a lot darker. We're also using a darker malt extract. We're going to use a straight amber this time, so this is going to be a middle ground, more of a brown color ale, whereas our honey steam beer we made there is a light. So we just turned on the heat. We're going to slowly ramp it up here to a boil. We're going to leave this in here probably for another 20 minutes. Really get it nice and strong flavor. We want to have a lot of color from these grains. We're already getting that smell from the grain. It's starting to really do its thing. Then we're going to add in our malt extract, and that's really going to even further the darkness and the body of the beer, if you will. And then once we get that going, right there, all natural Sonoma County honey. It is clover honey, so it's a dry honey. It's a very mild taste and aroma, but all this really does for us is this is going to give us, it's damn near 100% of this honey will get turned into alcohol. So that's the food for our yeast. This honey malt right here, this malt grain right here, this honey, it is going to give us our honey flavor. So that's where the cool part comes in. Then we're going to come over here. And just so you know, this is our first recipe, okay? Recipe number 1, have no name, right? Yeah, there's some ingredients. I'm not going to show them all to you because that's for the brewmaster's eyes. Right here, though, if you look, this is for tribute to a good buddy of ours that worked with us and was in the hospital. This is going to be our Godfather Honey Ale.
Well, he's still in the hospital.
And, well, in 2 weeks he's going to be released. And guess what? That's when this beer is going to be done. So, Eric...
He's going to be paroled in 2 weeks.
Yeah, according to On, he's going to be paroled in 2 weeks. So, there's On again, setting us up another bottle for your drinking pleasure. He's a good guy. Really, helping out the cause here. So we got our Godfather Honey Ale. Eric, this is for you. Get better. And, be ready to taste our beer. Got a lot of good things going on with this one. Instead of going the steam route with this one, though, we're going to rapid cool this one as fast as we can. And we're going to be using a dry yeast right here. Just a dry ale yeast. Usually for the English ale style beers. Yeah, so with our hops on this beer, we're going to be using 1 ounce of Willamette hop pellets, and the Willamette hop pellets are going to be again our bittering agent. The flavors that they add really work well with honey, as they've got some nice light flavor with them, but at the same time they have a good bittering agent. And then we're going to come over here. And this is going to be our finishing hop, and we're going to use a 1 ounce of Chinook hop pellets. Chinook hops are, they've got a really nice piney taste. They're pretty strong hops, so we're going to go with 1 ounce of those. And they are at 11.8 on the alpha acids. So they are a little bit higher on the alpha acids as opposed to our Willamettes, which are sitting only at a 4.6. As you can see here, Willamette 4.6. So our acid levels should be somewhere in the 15 to 16 range, which is nice and solid. So, heat's starting to kick up. Color's getting real heavy now. We're actually getting some color. The smell is amazing. You can really smell the honey, and you can get that caramely, just, malty, nice smell. And what we're doing with our malt here is we're making our malt in 2 gallons. So we're making a concentrated malt, and then to cool the stuff and to make our 5-gallon batch, We're then adding 3 gallons of fresh spring water, which we have in these wonderful jugs right here. So we'll take this, add it to the keg, which is over there. Take that water, put it in the keg, that cools it. Take the keg outside, blast it with cold water. That drops the temperature down to the 70 degrees. Open the keg back up, take that nice little packet of yeast there, sprinkle it on the top, seal it up, and 2 weeks from now we will have another beer sitting at somewhere around a 7 to 8%. So that's according to my math and our current calculations. If you look over here, the keg in the back is set up, and it is now it should be fermenting here in about an hour, starting its fermenting process. That's our steam, and we got a tube there on the out valve of our beer, going to a glass jar filled with star sand.
Star sand.
So we got star sand in our little jar there. The tube's going straight into that. That's our airlock for our keg setup. That is our primary fermenter. After that, they will take them out here to where the other 2 kegs are, put them in the kegs, and well, that's when for our secondary, get them all carbonated up, and that will be when our drinking pleasure begins. So we'll get back to you when we get the boil going, and we've pretty much given you a play-by-play already, but I don't give a fuck, we're going to do it again. Because this recipe right here, we just wrote it on the spot.